Today, I'm going to show you how to creatively market your core brand offering, position yourself as the authority, and stay consistent until your marketplace sees you as a go-to expert in your market. I built a real estate brand that serves thousands of clients every year with over 1 million visits to our website and 2,500 five-star Google reviews. And it's not because we're the cheapest. It's because we're consistently delivering a consistent message to the marketplace on an ongoing basis. Now, if you don't champion your message, your marketing messaging dies. People won't remember what you never talk about. And you can have the best service in the entire world, but if nobody knows about it, it really doesn't matter. So bringing your brand to life turns ideas into income for you if you're intentional about it. So once you identify your unique strength, your core client, your brand promises backed up by a guarantee, and your slogan, and you can go back to some of the previous videos that I did that explain to you how to actually come up with that on your own. Once you have that messaging, your brand messaging needs to be consistent and it needs to come alive. So here are some ways that you can bring your brand messaging alive. So first is earning designations or certifications that align with that messaging. You can leverage articles. You can go out and apply for awards. You can get featured in well-known publications, be on the news, communicating what that brand messaging is. You can write blogs, you can write ebooks, you can do YouTube videos, you can host webinars, you can do workshops, you can do courses, you can have social proof with testimonials telling the marketplace what your brand messaging is. You can ask for reviews. You can have success stories recorded in video and showcase that speaks to what your brand messaging is that you want to get across to the market. You can network with professionals serving the same core clients. You can participate in sponsor events that align with your brand messaging. You can join online groups and forums that align with that messaging. So for example, if your messaging is around luxury, you can join many luxury groups. You can join the yacht club, for example. And so being a part of that speaks your brand messaging into existence. Your marketing messaging quality, tone, and voice needs to be consistent. And so having your brand messaging come through all of that in a consistent fashion is critical. How you dress and act should be in alignment with your brand messaging. All your marketing assets, there's alignment there. Detailed mapping of your client journey. So when you're working with a buyer or seller, mapping out all the touch points along the way, and that aligns with your brand messaging. This is critical that you create that consistency. And so these were all examples that you can do on an ongoing basis. So I'll share with you some of the examples that we've done to bring our brand offering to life. So Full Out For You, that's our slogan. And so we have our brand promises: professional, loving, local realtors, exceptional marketing, and best experience, backed up by a guarantee that they can cancel at any time. And so we've tied Full Out For You into our origin story, where we talk about our early struggle and how we overcame, and that the brand promises came to life as a natural byproduct of wanting to serve clients better. Our mission statement, to go full out for our clients, provide the best real estate experience in the world, ties in full out in there as well. And then the pursuit of delivering the best service is something that aligns with our slogan of Full Out For You as well. The branding, marketing communication on an ongoing basis aligns with that as well. And so what we did was we actually created a brand book where we have all of our brand promises, we have our slogan in there, we have our core client that's fully described, we have our unique strength in there as well. And so what we've done is we've consolidated it so our marketing team doesn't need to recreate the wheel on an ongoing basis. Full Out For You, we brought to life. We actually created a song, so when people call into our office and they're waiting, they're actually, which is very rare, by the way, because we track the number of live calls coming into our office, and we pick up about 99.5% of the time. But for the 0.5%, they're listening to a Full Out song that we crafted that brings Full Out to life. Swag branded vehicles to reinforce this identity. A commercial we created, you can go to YouTube, and we'll post that in the link below as well. A Full Out video that brings Full Out to life, which it tracks a client where they started from humble beginnings, and then they were successful through their life, but they got there by going full out. So we created that commercial. The testimonials that we have many testimonials that talk about Full Out. This podcast, Full Out Real Estate Agent, is another way of helping grow that brand as well. And so the key here is to keep it simple. We've been guilty in the past of trying to make things too complex. And especially when marketing people get in a room in general, I find that creativity can sometimes, we'll say, not be results focus and more cute focus. And so what I mean by that is that complex messages where they're cute, where you need to think about it, generally don't perform as well as consistent, simple messages. So less words, more simple, like you're speaking to a 12-year-old. Simple messaging is key. So stay away from complex messages or messaging where you need to think about it. It never works in my experience. And so I want to save you the time and just be simple from the beginning. The way you dress, the way you speak, the way you show up online, everything aligns with what your brand promises and your brand messaging is that you want to get across. So professionalism is something that's a brand promise. And so that's where our agents are always looking professional. They're in suits. And so we've mapped out all the touch points on the buyer and seller side as well. And so that alignment of our brand messaging, it applies to each touch point as you go along. Now, the other thing that we've done as well is the face. There's a consistent face on all of our messaging as well. Human faces are 11 times more effective than text. And so if you can have your face in a consistent fashion, so if you're on a team, generally there's one face in general perform a lot better because people connect with faces, not just logos. It's more emotional connection for them. And then the next step here is consistency. And this is where the messaging or the magic happens, I should say. So there's a story of Henry Ford that walked by the marketing office for 3 months, and he saw the same campaign sitting inside their office. And so one day after 3 months of walking by the same campaign, Henry Ford asked his head of marketing, when are we going to stop running this ad? It seems like we've been running this forever. And the marketing team responded that we haven't actually started marketing it yet. And so the moral of the story, the point of the story here is that we as real estate agents get bored of our marketing messaging long before our clients even notice it. And so repetition equals recognition. And so top companies don't keep changing their message. They find new ways to say the same thing. As Jim Collins says in his book, Good to Great, preserve the core and stimulate progress. And so your brand messaging should be consistent. So the other thing is this brand guidebook that I had mentioned as well that helps you create consistency so that you're not recreating the wheel on an ongoing basis. So to recap here, guys, your unique strength, your core client, your brand promises, your slogan, and your guarantee to be able to back everything up along with your brand book, along with your face for consistency. If you do that on an ongoing basis, this will help punch your message through and help you be consistent in a very, very loud marketplace. Now, one word of caution here, guys, before we wrap up, just be very cautious of marketing agencies. In many cases, they'll try, in my experience, many will try and come across that you don't know anything about marketing. just be very cautious of this. So consistent messaging rather than changing it on an ongoing basis is key. So you know your brand better than anyone else. So it's really important that you take the steps that I share in the video and actually work through it on your own rather than, we'll say, abdicating it to another group where they're trying to figure out what it is that is important to you. And so not all of them are bad, but just be very mindful from a spend standpoint. Try to work through these steps on your own and have the answer unfold to you or be revealed to you by going through the questions and watching the videos that I went through as well. So getting clear will help you stay on course. The key is going to be to champion it with consistency. And when you do that, your brand will attract clients, reduce pricing objections, and will attract much more clients on an ongoing basis with less spend and help you dominate your niche that you're going after. So I'm really curious here, guys. Drop your core brand offering in the comments below. I'm really excited to see it. And perhaps you have some ideas on how you can get clear and we'll say creative on how you get your brand messaging across. So go ahead, guys, and subscribe and follow to the channel where we are building a community of full-out real estate agents. Thanks for listening, guys. My mission here is to help you become a pro, and together we can elevate the entire real estate industry together. Thanks, guys, for listening. I love you guys, and keep going full out.